Hello, guys. This is Daniel, and excuse me. Sorry, I'm just having a sorry now. I'm gonna make a video called "People Had a Sense of Respect in the Early 1900s." All I'm gonna say is, if we had to choose between discriminating against the blacks and all the religions and being discriminative, or full out sinning no matter what and having all our freedoms with us, I'd rather be discriminative. Now, since we have people being as gay as ever, you know, when it comes to being gay and transgender and opposing, I don't know, like opposing the views of God, you know, the teachers teach you to be gay or transgender, and it's all right to do that, but really, it's not all right. You know, basically strikes for freedom. That should have happened in the 1700s, but now that we're in near the end of the world, we should not live by a transgender basis. Now let me explain this. Anyone who lives lustfully and says, "Oh, I've my identity is as male instead of female," or my identity is all sexes and all that, you don't have an identity. Your identity is with the devil. So that's it for the gay people. But now, why I made this video. I went to a jazz concert. Not jazz concert, but describing a jazz music video, and basically, what I heard in there was at first all right, but then all of a sudden, I literally thought to myself, "This has got to be a joke. This has literally got to be a joke," because what he said is he's for all religions, including voodooism, which I am very much against. And also, if the black population is in voodooism, then what's the white population in? Because people are saying white trash. The world is upside down. So what I'm saying is white is not trash. Is actually white people are basically in the truth, most likely in some cases, like in religion. They can be in the truth and make you feel comfortable, and they can make you feel rather kind. But the black people are basically filled with the power of evil and good. And then there's the people in the other course, which I don't know which one it is, but I know that they are filled with knowledge, which I believe is part of the Asia country. Now then there's a mix of Asia and Africa, which has made people like Brazil. Then there's a mix of Africa white and Africa white and Asia, which has made the Spanish people. But really, it's just, we've kind of mixed our breeding a little bit and made whatever we needed to mix. But I'm a true white person, and I'm a true white Italian. Came from Turkey, which used to be a holy country, but now it's no longer holy. And you can see that those people respected God, and people of the black culture, most of them were messed up. They were the poor religion, and they were also the religion that I don't know what to say, but some of them were pretty much evil. They only wanted greed and money, and they were poor inside. They're actually living amongst the poor, and they basically didn't care about the white people that much because of what they did. and we treated them like slaves. But really, back in that system, we basically what back in those days, we had a system: keep the trash out, hide the trash, and then dispose of it. Now, the way we handled it was not so cool either. I mean, what we did was we called them animals, we called them monkeys and all that. We shouldn't have done that. That's probably the reason why we have so much of that transgender free go and free, all of us being free from discrimination. That's why we have that. But really, that's a major problem because we want to be free from every sort of thing that involves religion and all that. Because now that we have atheists and everyone being free, since Martin Luther King came in and said, "I have a dream." Since he had said, "I have a dream" all the time, what he didn't realize was he was just being used by the devil. He was just being used by the devil to say that all blacks should be free. But really, the only thing they were being was oppressed. But almost all of them were being oppressed because, you know, they were pretty much the children of the devil. And the parents, they spanked the children because that they even had a pat on the back or on the butt, wherever they wanted to put them. And that was basically respecting their own. They were actually respecting the children and making sure that they get better. Like it was like like that, nothing painful. But really, that made them think, and that actually made them know that they had to respect their children, their parents, because if they didn't respect their parents, then they would perish. Because being religious, they had to respect all the parents, and they had to respect everyone that has a value, a huge value to God, and without corporal punishment or spanking, we basically, what happened was we ended up falling apart into a million pieces. And, sin was rampant everywhere. It was so bad that, even the angels didn't want to come onto earth because of how bad sin was. And basically everyone respected each other back then. But now they seem to want to be rebellious by respecting each other. It's to be as to respect each other is to be rebellious. And instead of loving their parents, they hate them for trying to correct them. And you know what? They get into drugs, they get into alcohol, they get into bullying, they get into all kinds of trouble. And all the trouble that they get into will end up causing them their downfall. It started with people being black, and we didn't correct them in the beginning. So what happened? Well, we had the oldest and longest surviving religion, Voodooism. And what happened? It went to the Caribbean, and they said, "What in Haiti?" They said, "Let's rebel against white people because what they've done to us instead of trying to get to the white people because of the war." And what happened? They dedicated their country to Satan, but really, they dedicated their country to staying away from the religious white people, and the country just fell apart, like it shattered into a million pieces. And what happened then was, like this is like what's happening to this country, although it's slower. But what's really happening to their country is they became the western they became the western side or Pacific country to become the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. They became the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. So, since the black country became that poor, what about the other black countries? And most of them are poorer than most of the white countries. And some of the white countries that are poor are basically made of Muslim people. Some of the people that are poor, basically, the more evil the country, the poorer it is. You notice that a whole lot of people that come from parts of Africa, which is basically black, and the richest country in Africa is actually South Africa, and they have a white population, and they have a little bit of respect towards others. They're still much poorer than the average part of the world. I would say that they're a tad poorer than Mexico, but I don't know. They could be struggling with each other and having the same amount of balance. But really, gotta watch out for these countries, because if you let those countries into the United States and become a mixed bag, and we have later have a evil president, or maybe an unstable president. Not evil, but we have an unstable president. This country could topple over and crash like badly, like a huge country, and this country could really plummet into a million pieces. You know. So really, all we have to do is pray for this country to get back to its needs, and get the corporal punishment back, and hopefully we'll have a much better time having people obey God. And I'm sorry that I'm rough, but really, you can see the pattern going on, can't you? Since we let the black people be free, we had World War I and World War II that we went to and got involved with, and that wasn't part of that. But we got punishment for that. That was the only thing that got involved with us. Then, we had the Great Depression. We had the government toppling a little bit. Then, when they were fully free, bad stuff happened. We were so rebellious that we didn't know what to do. Basically, in 1972, we had the curse words go out, and people were lawless. And the more free the black people were, the worse we got. You see a coincidence in there? I hope so. And I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it's something we should look out for. I'm not saying that all black people are bad, but I'm just saying that majority of the population that are not Christian, except I have what do you call it? I have a exception. Yeah, I have an exception to that. Ghana is okay. Ghana is actually not too bad. Some of the people in Africa are Christian, and it's making them better. And the reason why they're now Christian is we treated them right. But the people that were not treated right, the people that were here old-fashioned, like during the slavery times, and they're still here, those people are causing the problems, I believe. We gotta look out for these people. And we gotta know that there's a whole lot of problems when we have not a stable country because we see this happening all over the world that people are rebelling. It's because the United States is the center of the ecosystem and we're falling into our top billing over. And we're going to go cross out a law of checks. And then I believe the end of the world will start happening because we're the center of everything. Gotta watch out for these things, okay? Gotta watch out for these things. Okay, I'll be done now. Hopefully it's gave you a little bit of insight, but if you got offended, well, I'm sorry. And I'm just saying the things I believe are true. Anyway, I'll be done now, okay? Bye.